Money, Steve. You promised us the payroll today. I don't have it yet. The funds haven't cleared. I'm trying to fix this. We don't care about your excuses. Where is our money, Steve?
If you do not pay your employees, you will watch them go hiya to you. And that's not a good day. A physical everything to my VIP cohort, ready to lend an ear. We are going to go over payment gateways, payroll, in that we must pay our employees. And if we cannot pay our employees, then we go to the large language model and use agents. There is no shame in using them. There's only shame if you do not pay people from an agreement that you made. That's why if a company can't sustain itself, it lays off people. Because it is more dishonorable to keep them there and not pay them. It's illegal, it's unethical, and you're extracting profitability out of a workforce that you are not doing your part to serve. So, what defines payroll in more of a deeper sense? I go into a lot of them: payment gateways, innovation, SOPs, infographics. But the fourth one is not payment gateways, payroll. Payroll is the one that teaches you how to be better with your taxes, how to keep the books right, how to get you profitability for yourself and others, and how to scale. If you understand this, you can take your company to the next level. But the reason it's the last step and not the first is you need to build something out first, however it shapes itself. And the SOPs make it repeatable and more of an operating system rather than just a robust talent machine. Talent is great, found within others, yet you want the untalented and the talented to have steady results from a system implemented. So what we're going to unpack today is Frappe HR and ADP. I chose Frappe HR because it has open source abilities and it can pretty much do more technicals on your own end. And then I chose ADP as pretty much the gold standard to go into payrolls. And they've been around for a long time and they make the process very easy. Getting the W-2s, the 1040s, all those things it handles as well. And depends on the packages that you get. So, get some popcorn, have your notepad. This ain't gonna be your average slide deck that I normally do. I'm gonna keep it more philosophical and thinking with you. One sec. And go deep. And I am gonna also showcase to you, I made a script for myself trying to keep this more structured. I use this one software called 1 Minute AI. I bought it off Stack Social, and it has pretty much all the large language models with tokens that are allocated inside of it. And it replenishes each month, and it's lifetime. So I'm a big advocate of getting those lifetime softwares stacked onto you, especially in your early stages, over the index fund, because it allows you to solve problems in real time. And it keeps your abilities fresh. So let's start. To the right of me, you'll see that this is my 1 Minute AI. It has writing capabilities, image gen with many other modules that do specific tasks. Documents, I can do presentations. It's not the greatest. I would rather go to Gamma or Notebook LM for that. And Claude Design, once it gets out of its beta phases, I would give it about another 3 months. Audio, it has the Google models, the OpenAIs, and Pseudo. And I think the Facebook as well. And they keep updating it pretty frequently for stuff. It has videos. I wouldn't recommend it though because it eats away on the tokens, but pretty good. And Seed Dance, don't sleep on it. I just recommend going to Hicksfield, getting their membership for like $75, and you can start creating some fire videos off there. And then you can use Claude Code, and I do believe they added Codex into here as well. So that is 1 Minute AI in a nutshell, and this is what I created with Claude Sonnet, just as pretty much my script for how I was going to describe this payroll today. So back here, this is Frappe HR, and what it does, it offers a service where they manage it off their own servers as well. But mainly, they are open source, that you can use their own software. So, they have flexibility that enables you to configure taxes to your predefined regions. I love how they do the screenshots in here, showcasing where you can add stuff in. Looking for dates, and look at the spreadsheet built inside of it. Table, my bad. Compliance. And I would go a little deeper on compliance in that if you do not adhere to rules, it can really bite you in the rear faster than anything else. Then you have payroll. This is one that goes deeper. Creating the salary structures. So if you created an agreement where they sign off that you're going to pay them $100,000 a year, and you don't have a software that can track and make sure that their salary is done explicitly from what the amounts that you have in your accounting. I am building out right now GNU Cache and Firefly 3. GNU Cache will be operating as my command center, and then Firefly 3s will be drawing from my website's transaction history and then feed it into GNU Cache because of the SQLite. It's a type of text that's needed to put in there. I'm not the best with it, so I ain't going to act like some crazy guru with it. Then you have assigning the structures and bulk. You can run standard payroll and many others. And you can pull this off GitHub's repo as well. I'm just going over what it can do. Expense management. Managing expenses can be a daunting task for organizations, often boggled down by endless paperwork and manual data entry and tedious approval processes. Streamline travel and expense management. Pay out advance, track claims, draw meaningful insights with the seamless accounting integrations. Claim expenses. And look at that baby, the flow chart. You can see how each flow has to go through approval processes and where it goes for approval or no. So we're just taking a look through here. There's leave. So if somebody wants vacation time, bam, they can plug it into the portal. And now it's there. Shift in attendance. Managing attendance for geographically scattered teams can be a nightmare. Bid adieu to tedious spreadsheets and shift registers. Frappe HR offers a variety of options to ensure attendance records are always up to date. Our mobile app enables team to clock in and out from anywhere with geolocation capturing. You can also manage shifts, rosters effortlessly, integrate your biometric device for auto attendance. Need more control? The bulk attendance and shift tools can help efficiently manage attendance at scale. So pretty much showcasing how they're time blocked and for their shifts. And that's all fine and dandy. Employee life cycle. We understand that HR rep, your goal is to make a life easier for your employees throughout their entire life cycle, right? From the onboarding to exits, transfers to promotions, we have your back at every step. So pretty much, it can take their roles and upgrade them with images. That's pretty awesome. And make them even cooler. And promoting and exits. And look at that, baby, a promotion letter. And it has the signatures and all that included. And recruitment. Because you got to make sure that your inbound and outbound on new employees is handled effectively to your HR department. So, that is it. And that is pretty interesting. Oh, this is not interesting. You may be wondering, why the heck are you just showing us all this? And here's ADP. Look at that dashboard. Looks really nice. And it has call 1-800. There's not even the 1 there. 225-5237 and get pricing. So, let's go back to here. Do you really want the software? Think about it. Do you really want these employees and the management overhead? I don't think so. Especially if you're just starting out. But if you're a business and you have the employees, it's a must know. Yeah, at the stage that we're at right now, where large language models are, and if you're starting by yourself, you're at a huge advantage. You can now do most of the work needed by one single person. And then if you add a few more people in, you don't have to be with a lot more people to win. If you had like 2 or 3 people in a small operation, you could kick it off pretty high in margins because of what large language models can do. And with the brainstorming sessions that can happen with such a small group that are so after it, you won't need these. But it's good to know nevertheless. Because if you start growing, you're going to need more people trained in large language models and how to do all these things. Don't fear people going after their dreams. Fear that you have not taught them how to achieve those things and that they will always come back to you for aid, no matter where you are in the journey. If you're afraid of them leaving you, you're a fool. You have large language models that can do so many things. You should not fear any of that if they walk away. Oh, they'll take my secrets. They'll take all that. Good. Let them keep giving. Stop trying to gatekeep things. It doesn't work, and it never will. I can't emphasize with you enough. We went through a boring presentation. Why? To showcase these 2 products. And they're pretty cool. And they can serve the purpose. I chose them in that effect, and I showed you my 1-minute AI. This stuff is not glorious. It's a lot of tedious work. that goes unrecognized. There is no trophies. There is no somebody patting you on the back. People will want you because you just stopped being desperate for that thing. And that's good. It is so good that you're not desperate for that thing. Even if they try to come after you with all that they got, let them. Let them do whatever they need to do. Stop trying to prevent them. Stop with the preventions. Stop with the perfectionism. Stop with all that. You have your redundancies in place, your securities, as in layers of a wall, for which one falls, you fall back to the other, and you keep doing that. And if it falls to the very last, at least you know you've done your very best. And that's all you can ask of yourself. Know that if you are not studying consistently on like accounting, on MBAs, on books that can get you there, you're at a severe disadvantage in this age. And it's not that you have to pick up the whole entire book and read it. Some you definitely need to. But you need to get through the foundational steps. And that does require the reading. But once you get through those foundational steps, it's a breeze. Because you can just use stuff and then find the similarities and bridge it to find your own unique compass. Too long have I not given it deep thought as to where to go in life. So what's holding you back? A job? A 9 to 5? Honestly, I've stopped giving a darn about the 9 to 5. I've only cared on what I do in my spare time. Even if I'm in a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, I care about what I do in the after hours. Do I work out? Do I do all the things consistently enough? And I know one day somebody will see it and know that he means what he says. Because he decided to sacrifice the easy for the hard. To improve. Because the world demands it. Because when you improve so drastically, others have really no option but to be in awe. And it's not to diminish them, it's to empower them. Because when we only operate on one way or the highway, it doesn't work well. And if I say compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, and there's no other way, that would be a lie. There is many other ways. The compound interest one gets its highlight because of most people do not like risk. And it's the best one if you're risk averse. Yeah, here's the thing. What doesn't have you maintaining on a frequent basis, or somebody else is maintaining for you, but you never look under the hood, you're going to miss things that are important. And the thing is, I always refer back to the Oracle of Death theme. Nothing is guaranteed. They can show you the insurance policies, they can show you all this stuff, yet it's never guaranteed. There will be a fight, some way, some form. Sometimes it will come easily. But even when that happens, it's never guaranteed. You could die the next day when they were going to pay you. So, don't stress. Stress on only becoming the best that you can be. And know well that you've done well. Payroll should be what you can manage and what you can implement, what you can do with compliances, and be the best that you can ever do. So, when the world does not work in your favor, do not cry that it's not fair. It won't work. Cry. Make it harder. Improve. Read, listen, associate, apply. Work out. Be better. Improve your mind. Make the tough sacrifices. Code. Look at languages. Be in a comfortable, uncomfortable spot. Because comfort will kill the need to grow. And one day you'll look back and say, wow, that was a life well lived. I can't tell you the eighth wonder of this world any longer because these large language models are changing so many things. And I really don't want perfection in my work. I keep trying to do it. And it just keeps going down into more and more and more and more. I don't want to offer guarantees. The only things I want to tell you is just know yourself, nothing in excess, and don't offer guarantees. Because that is what I recite to myself more frequent than not, than any other thing. And then a loving kindness. A loving kindness that to give and to act in accordance, not out of spite, but out of wanting to cherish something that is a gift. Because it is a gift. But with a mandatory return of requirements. And you must look between the lines and see what must be done. So, my VIP cohort have a physical everything, and I'm signing off. Deuces.